In this video, I'm taking you up to Wasilla, Alaska to meet Josh and Samantha Weisenin from Alaska Food Company. Now they're doing some really amazing things with their company, including helping Alaska's instability with food supply. And the solution that they found is in freeze drying all the agriculture and food that Alaska has to offer. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss an entire video for this entire series. I've been traveling around meeting some amazing freeze drying companies, and I don't want you to miss a single bit. And if you're interested in freeze drying at all, whether it's just exploring what this whole industry is about, or you want to start a business, or just explore this as a hobby, I encourage you to join the Freeze Dried Network. It's a collective of people that want to further the industry through education, resources, and really helping out each other. So if you want to check out any of those links to the videos, as well as the Freeze Dried Network, check out the video description right now. All right, let's head to Alaska, and I'll introduce you to Josh and Samantha Weisenin of Alaska Food Company. We're here today with Josh and Samantha Weisenin, and they're the owners and founders of Alaska Food Company. Thanks for joining me on this channel. We're part of this Frozen Assets podcast. It's about freeze drying entrepreneurship, people that are doing business in the freeze drying space. You're one of those. Give us an idea of who you are and why you started this company.
Thank you for hosting us, if you will. We started it because Alaska imports $3 billion worth of food from what we call lower 48. Up here, we tried to capture some of that funds local so we can start resorting to the local farmers and keep that money in the state and still have food security.
What made you notice that?
2018, we had an earthquake.
Yeah, in 2018, we had an earthquake and things kind of shut down for a while. But when our logistics come from Seattle and California, mainly Seattle. So if we're relying on longshoremen that might go on strike and whatnot, then we're out of food.
So the state has probably roughly 3 days worth of food. So if we miss a shipment or a barge shuts down or there's a natural disaster, we're about 3 days out. And so then it's reliant on everybody independently to be food secure.
And when you say people, like the food supply is out, is that meaning it's out for more of the outliers of Anchorage and that type of thing of Alaska? What happens once 3 days is out? Because you kind of saw that with COVID and things like that.
No, they're out, especially in the rural areas. So all the rural areas need a flown to them, if you will. But even like the school district cannot, like they had trouble during the 2018 earthquake feeding their kids.
Distributing it.
Yeah, so it was like a big nightmare. So we kind of came up with a plan of building small connexes for them, freeze drying food and throwing it on each school site to kind of, so they can just offload it like as needed.
Having it ready and staged in an appropriate place so that way it's rapidly deployable.
That's the mission, why you feel like you're having this company. But did you own companies before this? Had you been in food before? What type of things made you think about, I'm going to get into food processing with a freeze dryer?
We saw a need, right? There was a hole in the food production cycle here in the state. A lot of farmland that's not being used to its capacity. There's a lot of food that's being wasted, and we kind of just saw an economic opportunity to kind of join in the cycle that's already there, like value add, if you will, to solve a problem, a real one that affects everyone. And it's something that we could see actually solving with the systems that are already in place and just adding a little bit to it. So before the food gets distributed, we would just process it, freeze dry it, add that shelf life to it. And now it's easier to distribute, especially to the villages, and to give that school that scratch cooking initiative year round.
Walk me through the process of what you plan to freeze dry first.
We have a professional chef and we walked through 30 meals, I think, and we had them taste tested and evaluated.
We had taste testing events to like get feedback. And like we did the first taste testing event that we did, we didn't tell everybody it was freeze dried food. We just had them sit down. We kind of talked about what we were doing, had them score it. And then we let them know that this was all reconstituted and cooked prior to, and we just heated it up. And they were, not only was this the best freeze dried food, this is some of the best food we've had in Alaska. So we went from like not even freeze dried food to like, no, this is gourmet. Like you'll eat this Tuesday at home. You don't need to be in the wild. You don't need an emergency. Like this is good. Right now we have have 5 kids. And like, I don't know if you've tried to go from like working 2 full-time jobs to soccer to violin to a board meeting. When do you eat and when do you feed them?
So you chose products that can be easily transported on the go.
100% nutritious. I mean, freeze drying keeps 98% of its nutrition value. You lose 80% of the weight. How's that not a win-win? If I'm a soccer mom on the go, I can just make a meal in 10 minutes. Or if I'm a restaurant owner that wants
And runs out of potatoes.
or Alaska seafood chowder and you're down in the lower 48, well, that's 80% of the weight you're taking away.
Yeah, and there's only a certain period of time, like for the harvest. The seasonality of food prices is varying based on when the harvest is. I mean, right now in the lower 48, blueberries are prime time right now.
Yeah.
But you check the prices out, October through February, it's like sky high. It's like capitalizing on the food access that's available at certain times in the year, right?
If you ever been overseas, you eat strawberries when they're in season, and then you move on to onions or whatever, making that up. But yeah, you eat what's in season. Here, you could eat it year round.
Hey, don't stop here. I've got a full collection in this series of my visit to Wasilla, Alaska to visit Josh and Samantha Wiseman and their entire team at Alaska Food Company. Check out more videos in the thumbnails coming up next, or in the video description. I've got links to them all. See you there.